Yes, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. God bless you all. Here's the date. Praise and worship is Saturday night at 9 p.m. Saturday night at 9 p.m. As I have told everybody, the main thing is to seek the Lord on your own. Praise Him every day. Seek Him every day. Pray in your prayer closet. Pray the Lord's Prayer. Pray in your prayer closet. Seek Him every day. Well, I decided to make a new channel is because I didn't care really if I got 2 week vacation from YouTube if something happened. It was no big deal. People had been telling me make a backup channel, make a backup channel, make a backup channel, and it was like, well, if I get strike, I'll just have to wait and come back. So what I decided to do was, because praise and worship and seeking the Lord, I mean, you don't need me to seek the Lord. I mean, if I make a video, so what? For 2 weeks, you still seek the Lord on your own. But I know that the praise and worship's very important. And I thought, well, if I wasn't on YouTube for 2 weeks for some reason, I would we couldn't praise and worship. And that's something that's very important. I want to keep going with this. Everybody likes it. I like it. And we can praise and worship together. So this is my backup channel right here. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use this channel for my praise and worship, but I will still put out notifications like I do today. So this is my backup channel. I'll pick it up. I'll post it down in the comment section. Now let's get to my video. Ukraine and what's going on with the Middle East and Israel. I watched this because he's there. He knows what's going on. Now let's listen.
So, the Iranians are emboldened to already launch attacks from Iran towards Israel, and thankfully, those drones were shot down by the U.S. air defense system in Erbil, Iraq, on their way to Israel. So that's the first thing you need to know. Second thing you need to know is that while everyone's eyes are on the Ukraine, Russia just added another whole squadron of fighter jets in Syria, in the Khmeimim air base, and in another air base in Syria. Now Syria has Russian heavy bombers, Russian fighter jets, Russian reconnaissance airplanes, Russian air defense systems, and if that's not enough, Russia is conducting a major exercise right on the shores of the Mediterranean. Now, why would you need to do that when your country is not on the Mediterranean? So think about that. While everybody's eyes are on Ukraine, the Russian defense minister, Shoigu, arrived in Syria. He met also with the Syrian president, and he was personally watching over exercises that are happening in Syria. Syria has Russia's only airbase outside of Russia and only seaport outside of Russia, outside of Russian territory or former Soviet Union territory. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. The war in Ukraine created an opportunity for the Russians to double their presence in Syria. This is phenomenal. I'm saying that because nobody talks about that. And another thing that is happening while everybody is asleep is that America is almost closing a deal with Iran. Iran is about to get immunity from any attack because they're closing a deal with America, and they're doing that because they already know that by the time the deal will be signed, they will have everything they need, so they don't mind. they actually get immunity. Nobody will touch them. Russia is buying time for Iran, and Russia is buying time for its presence in Syria, while the eyes of the whole world are fixed on the Ukraine. And regarding the Ukraine, you know, if you go to Telegram, where I posted a map, you can see, and I tell you, go to download Telegram Messenger and follow me there. I give news around the clock. I posted there a map that shows you the area of Donetsk and look, you'll see. I forgot the name of Lugansk, something like that. But these are the two areas that's where Russian separatists live, and this is where Russia is going to acknowledge their independence and then help them if there is a need.
So as he's saying that it's kind of like a hoax in Ukraine. They're just helping people that are with them, but he said it all right there. Just as I said, he sees what's going on too. I did post this, and I will play part of this. This is exactly what's going on now. Exactly.
Age-old practice. But during World War II, it reaches new heights using the latest technology with some spectacular results. In January 1943, the Allies decide to increase their deception efforts in preparation for...
Deception. That's what's going on. You trust this guy and what he says? Your 666 guy, O'Biden? Any of these people, they're evil. Any of them. Any world leaders. Deception. They are telling you to take the jab. They are telling you not to look up.
An invasion of Europe. It will eventually create a new division of talented, artistic men and women from all walks of life that will help steer this war in a new direction. The Ghost Army.
Ghost Army. A deception.
I'm Indy Nidell, and this is a World War II newsflash straight out of the Nidell War Room. Now, back to deception operations. At the United Nations Alliance Conference in Casablanca in January, the Western Allied leaders, headed by American President Franklin Roosevelt and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, agree that an invasion of northwestern Europe can only happen full scale in 1944, but that an invasion of Italy can happen now in 1943. That invasion has actually been in planning already since late 1942. And back in November, the British began a large-scale diversion and confusion operation. This has all been coordinated by the top-secret London Controlling Section, LCS, headed by Controlling Officer John Bevan, and operated by a small group of colorful deception planners, which includes Peter Fleming, James Bond author Ian Fleming's elder brother. Ian is a secret agent in the MI6, by the way. Well, I guess he's not secret anymore, right? No. Anyhow, for the Mediterranean operations, it's Dudley Clark in North Africa that carries out Plan Warehouse. Stage A of this operation has already led the Germans to believe that the Allies will land on Crete, first supposedly on January 7th, 1943, which in late January has been and will again be postponed several times, leaving the Germans waiting for an enemy that never comes. Stage B is supposed to be a feint that, after securing North Africa, American commander Dwight Eisenhower would invade Sicily and then Greece, where his forces and British commander Harold Alexander's would link up after Alexander takes Crete, and then they head north through the Balkans. The actual real plan, however, was first Sardinia, then Italy. I say was because at Casablanca, the powers that be changed their minds. Now they will invade through Sicily, although still not go to Greece. So it's back to the drawing board for Clark. The operation to come will involve some spectacular tricks with leaked false...
Tricks, very interesting. Leak false info. Leak false info. That's exactly what's going on.
Information, fake landing for...
Fake landing forces.
Troop movements that look like they happen but never do.
Sound like 9/11?
Naval maneuvers that are only ghost ships, an exaggerated buildup of forces, masses of phony radio communications from all over the world.
Your news media today, fake news.
And much more. It will even have an elaborate leak of fake battle plans that involves a planted corpse. It is designed to keep the Germans nervously occupied, expecting mayhem in the Balkans, an invasion in the south of France, one in Norway, invasions that will change scope and date all the time, further confusing the enemy. The overall aims are to keep the Germans from reinforcing the Eastern Front and to get them in the wrong places to counter any actual invasion. We'll see how that goes in our coverage of the war. To prepare the invasion of Western Europe in 1944, they decide to appoint a joint chief of staff to Supreme Allied Command, Cossack. Although he is not named at this point, spoiler, it will be British Acting Lieutenant General Frederick Morgan by next month. His brief will not only be to prepare the invasion itself, but also an elaborate camouflage and deception scheme.
Deception, very interesting.
Extending over the whole summer with a view to pinning the enemy in the west and keeping alive the expectation of large-scale cross-channel operations in 1943. This would include at least one amphibious feint with the object of bringing on an air battle employing the Metropolitan Royal Air Force and the U.S. 8th Air Force. These plans will involve the Americans, and back in America, deception units have been in
Deception, just like now.
Training since last year, with people recruited with special talents that may come in handy. They are a motley crew, from ordinary folk with artistic talents to audio engineers, designers, architects, carpenters, Hollywood set builders, taxi drivers, teachers, journalists, authors,
Journalists, media,
and magicians.
Magicians, there you go.
Yes, magicians. Now in 1943, more and more of them will be transferred to Europe and North Africa to be trained by the LCS. What the British and the Americans come...
So you get the hint. I posted this earlier in... Now let's talk about this, because John had this on his Facebook page. Thank you, John.
In today's episode, this February 17th, 2022, we're continuing to have a look at the ongoing crisis between Russia and Ukraine. And today we received the information that shows an apparent attack on a nursery school, allegedly by Russian separatists firing into the Ukraine. And as you can see here, this is a picture of the building that was allegedly attacked by the Russian separatists, where, as you can see, the artillery shell hit and impacted here. Now, this is a very strange picture. If you look at this and you understand ballistics, you understand the use of artillery shells and what they do to buildings, and more specifically, what's wrong with this picture. And obviously, this could be the work of intelligence services at play, trying to ramp up the public.
He mainly says it's fake, and you can look at this video. He says it's fake. He says everything about it. He's a military expert. Thank you, John. He says everything about this is fake. If something blew a hole through the wall right here, he's saying that these windows up here would be broken. These windows up here would be broken. He also said inside of the place, he said the balls were still on the cabinet. Here it is right here. This is inside. This is the article. Right here. There's the carpeting. There's no hole in the floor. It looks staged. There's balls still on the cabinet right here.
Stop manually exporting and
There's-
cleaning
there's-
your data and start
there's
automating.
balls
At
still on the
Verity picks up all your
wall.
data sources and collects the data automatically. The data is then cleaned and transformed, ready for reporting.
Sorry about that. He says the balls are still on the wall. There's no hole in the floor. A blast like that, plus it looks like they stacked stuff in the box. Oh, that's just on top of the box. There's the balls right there. This is still standing there. Looks staged. Looks fake. Propaganda. Thank you, John. This guy's a military expert. He says there's no way this is fake. This is just what I was showing right here. He was talking about about the situation, propaganda, fake. Then I showed you here what he was talking about, just as I have. He says the same thing I do. And like I said, this is my new channel. If you want to subscribe to this, that way you'll get notifications if for something happens, and we can go to praise and worship here. I've got more information I'm going to add to this. Nancy Pelosi's in Israel right now. Well, I'll just say it. I'm not going to have this video much longer. Nancy Pelosi is in Israel. And also, Nancy Pelosi's in Israel. And also, Obama's been in Hawaii, which is very, very interesting. He's been in Hawaii ever since December, and I thought that was very interesting. That he has this. I mean, I watched the guy. I watch what he does, and he's been in Hawaii. He's been in Hawaii ever since December, which he's never been in there that long. Right here yesterday. She's in Hawaii. Yesterday she was in Hawaii right here, which they haven't left. They've been in Hawaii ever since December, which is, you know, you can say what you want. I think it's very strange. Nancy Pelosi's in Israel right now, probably giving them the go-ahead to take out Damascus. And like I said, I just wanted to go over this. But praise and worship Saturday. Praise and worship Saturday at 9 p.m. Some people ask me what days I'm watching. The 22nd and then next month. I will have a new video out probably Saturday. Probably Saturday before praise and worship. There's a day I'm looking at. And like I said, that's next month. So God bless. I am watching the 22nd though for personal reasons. But God bless. And I'm going to end my video right here.